Happy Friday. Happy Friday, love.
No. Happy Friday. It's date night. So.
Date night. And we are at the very tail end of Epcot's Flower and Garden Festival, which it has been spectacular.
Let me see if I can do. We got a new little camera here. Let me see if I can show you guys this. So it's cameras.
Flowers.
So we're walking and talking. We ditched the kids. And we decided, yes, we ditched the kids and said, hey, we're going to go do date night. And so I love doing Disney. And we haven't been to the flower garden, mainly because I'm allergic to like everything. But, listen, and it's been busy. It's been busy.
We needed to break out. We needed like a date night in the worst way. You guys, sometimes you really have to work at dating your spouse, okay? Because you're both full-time working, you got kids, and prerogatives change, and we have been married for how many years?
23 years?
Yes, bingo.
Is it?
Yes.
23 years.
Correct.
Are you sure? I hope we're not.
Going on 24.
Okay. Not going on 25 this year.
Nope.
Good. So I don't have to plan anything big. Okay, that's good. That's good.
I mean, hey, I'm always up for that. But your prerogatives kind of change, right? It's like you look forward to sleeping in more.
That's for sure. I think that's the one advice I give every person they're pregnant for the first time. It's like sleep now.
Sleep while you can.
Sleep while you can. Sleep in every weekend if you need to, because it's gonna be a long time. So
never have a free moment to yourself ever again.
Even now the kids are older. You know, they still have sports, soccer, baseball, you know. Oh, I forgot the project tomorrow. It's on Sunday night, you know. It's just crazy.
Yeah, so you have to be really intentional about keeping first things first. And, you know, we're so blessed that we get to live in this amazing city, Orlando.
Yeah, as you see this,
and
let's look at this cool butterfly. I was just talking about that.
Legit right under the Epcot, the big old golf ball here.
Yeah, but look at this giant. What is that, a butterfly? If I start sneezing, y'all, I didn't take my allergy medicine either, so that's kind of nuts. But
no, this is great. You're doing good. You're doing good. It's perfect out here, and my goodness, and just to get out of the house for a minute and know that okay, laundry's gonna have to wait. Like some of the things. Let's talk about that. Like some of the things that have changed. You know, when you're on the grind, and just to be honest, this whole like last year, 2 years, we've been starting up a business, and it has been a grind. You know, it's like kind of in the back of your mind, you're anxious, you're a little worried, not sure what it's going to look like in 6 months, where we're going to be, but really thankful that, you know, we have the Lord, and He is faithful, guys.
He is so faithful.
He's gotten us through all the highs and the lows, the plenty and the not so plenty, and all those chapters. And I love doing this with you, my George. He is, my sweet man is like the yin to my yang. He's the cool and the optimistic, and the glass is half full. There's always a solution to my kind of wild and crazy, like all over the place, creative.
So we're building a business, we built ministry, and we built a house on a date night. Here's a good question. Which one was the toughest? I think we built a house early on.
Oh my.
We also built a business, and it was a mortgage company, and right before the housing crisis, so that kind of sunk us. That was a tough one that time around. But I don't know. We survived the building the house. Everybody said, you know, building a house as a young couple's hard to do. I think that
Looking back, that was nothing.
That was nothing.
Honestly, because it's like, how long did these projects take? You know, I think when you have, you see the end result quicker, you look back and it's like, oh, that wasn't so bad, right?
I think the toughest was having a ministry, a TV show.
You think so?
That was tough.
Y'all, say that.
I don't know. Many of you guys have been with us for a long time. You guys remember when we had Revolution TV. You know, obviously we have Your Story's Not Done, but that we're not on camera necessarily, maybe on the podcast. But with the other one, we used to do 5 or 6 shows in one day. Wait, just to save money, we would hire a crew for one day, right? And if you know TV production, the production part is the expensive part, right? So we would do interviews during big festivals or during Gospel Music Week. But then when it came for our turn to do our part, which are called stand-ups, we would do them all in one day to save money. Kat is the type of person that would type up all these elaborate scripts. And then guess what? I wouldn't read the scripts until the day of, right before, and Kat could memorize all of them. I have to ad-lib. I can't just read off a script. And I think that was a tough, every time
that is amazing to me.
Yeah.
That's amazing, because one of my fears is, forgetting something, especially under pressure. And so that's why I've memorized. But each is a different learner. Everyone has their different way of getting through high pressure.
So we used to hire really young kids out of college, and we would always have a little talk right before, like, hey, we're not going to get divorced. This is how the sausage is made, and yes, there's going to be some creative differences, so to speak.
And by the end of those seasons, they felt like our brothers.
I know.
I mean, Antonio, Derek, the list goes on, because
Michael,
they saw the real.
Oh man, if you guys are watching, you guys remember, Woo. If you know. But yeah, that was probably the toughest thing for a marriage was.
You thought so? Because
I think so.
Totally have said this whole business venture, because about 12 years ago, we pretty much lost our shirt.
It was more than that. It was 18 years. It was 08. So it was,
Yeah, so...
But that was being in the wrong business at the wrong time, right?
God was so faithful. But truth be told, we did lose everything, and that really tested, our trust in God. My patience, I was super scared, and looking to George, who again has been like my rock and kind of like the solution finder. And again, God knows when you ask him to pick out, his person for you. Like, George's personality is really easygoing and steady, to my, kind of like, passionate, and I don't know, all the triggers right there in that season. But we made it through. God is so faithful.
He restored everything.
Yep.
I mean, I think that season we even lost a house, and less than a year later, we regained like a dream house. Yeah. It was unbelievable, and
it was.
It's like God just did it.
And I think that season, I've really had to suppress, the fear and the anxiety that has been triggered in the last year and a half when we haven't seen, like our expectations met with this business quite yet. It takes a minute to get a business off the ground, right? And it takes
Let's walk this way. It's kind of
loud. Of patience and faith, but also just trying to find levity in the unknown. Like, what is going to happen? And hey, if it fails, it's okay, But it was hard not to be, triggered by some of those old memories from 2008. So that for me has been, and we are smack in the middle of it still, building this business. And that would be my answer. It's been a hard season.
It's coming back to trust, right? Just trusting God. And if he's done it before, he's do it again, and he's seen us through, and he always has. And it's his business. We've dedicated it to him. So just like this channel. So guys, comment down below. What are some of the things that you've been challenged with as a couple that brought you to be like, hey, this is going to either make us or break us? And we're here not to be broken, only by the Lord, right? And only be built up by him, but be brought together. I think adversity does bring people together. It's just like teams that go through a tough season, they come closer together. Same with couples. And then you have to do things like date nights, which, by the way, y'all, we had to get up and move from Kentucky to Florida when our kids were little. Remember that? And we had nobody in Orlando. My family's in Miami. So I remember we got real creative. Remember through the years? One of the years, Christian was not even 5 yet. He was 4. We were in this really cool, as I see a little 4-year-old running around over there. We were in this really cool couples Bible study. And it was a Friday. We're getting ready to, I'm leaving work, and all of a sudden I get a text message. to the group, like, hey, remember, no kids tonight. Because the couples Bible study, we always had kids, remember? And so we were like, what are we going to do? So I called the leader of the Bible study, like, hey, what are we going to do? Like, we don't have a babysitter lined up. Started texting every babysitter, couldn't find one on of course. And he was like, hey, just take your kids to Sky Zone. It's like Mother's or Parents' Day Out, night out. Remember that? And so we were like, okay. So I get there and I bring, Victor was older, and then they were like, you're signing everything, and then all of a sudden I see he had to be 5, and he was quite not 5. And so I said, he's 5. So I just kind of like changed it a little bit. I kind of messed his date of birth a little bit. I misremembered a little bit. But hey, it all worked out.
He survived.
It all
that
worked
night.
out.
Yeah.
So
barely. But yeah, the desperate things you do to get a date night in, or just to be with other adults for a minute, right?
And then we used to live as we got old, because I don't know what it is, but you find the perfect babysitter, and then they run off and get married, or run off and go to college. Like, how dare they?
To get their masters out of the
like
blue.
How dare they, right? No, just kidding. But so I remember Victor was already like almost 12. And we have this really cool, we live near Winter Garden. And Winter Garden, there's a downtown Winter Garden, it's really cool. Our friends used to own a BurgerFi there. And it was like maybe 5 minutes from our house. And so we used to Victor had a phone, I used to work for a big cell phone company. So Victor had a phone already, which was kind of crazy. But we would give Kat's phone to Christian, and we would basically, each of them would have a phone. That way if they were fighting, they would, call us. But we would leave Victor in charge, and maybe that's why he's so responsible, because, he was literally watching Christian babysitting at like 11 years old, right?
So those of you that have like your in-laws in town, I know that's like a mixed bag, because in-laws are close, but they're built-in babysitters. So I'm gonna say you're a little bit lucky there. Because Orlando is so transient, right? There's so many of us. We have met so many families that they don't have any family extended family near.
That's true.
And so they've moved here and they've had to create or find community. And I tell you, churches have, that's the sweet spot.
You want to start a ministry, do a parents' night out ministry. I'm telling you. Like that Sky Zone thing was unbelievable. So.
But when we moved here, I know we're kind of going off on a tangent, but again, we knew nobody. Yeah. We had no connections. And so I had to start praying, like, Lord, we want community. So it did kind of start at my kids' school first, meeting the moms, our church, getting involved there. And I had to, like, legit pray them in. And this is a big city, right? So it's not that easy to build history. Like, it takes time, right? And you have to find your people.
And then you don't trust anybody, right? We wouldn't trust anybody. We were kids when they're young. Like I said, I'd rather trust Victor at 11 by himself than
well, listen, okay, so I don't know. I feel like I've never really met a stranger. Like, the first day that I dropped the kids off to school, I was like, okay, God, I'm ready. I need a friend. Let's go. And I saw this young lady across the parking lot at the school. She seemed cool, normal, not like unapproachable. And I'm like, I'm going for it. So I just like directly crossed towards her, like determined to make a friend of this girl. And that was Kiana, the girl with the electric smile. And we are still really good friends to this day. She is amazing. She's impacted my life. And I think her involvement in our family has impacted all of us. So she's been at Jesus Image Church, big shout out there. And we've got a lot of stories to share. But sometimes you just got to get out of your comfort zone and do the scary things. We're stronger than we think we are. And something I need to ask you, George, what couple of things... This gentleman, sorry, taking a picture.
Phineas and Ferb, look at that. That's
it
unbelievable
is beautiful.
What they do, and it's kind of cool. This is a
favorite.
cool festival. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna fangirl. Phineas and Ferb. Wish I could get their autograph.
Yeah,
both of our kids.
Let's pan around a little bit. Look
Phineas
at
and
this. Let's walk over here. Let's walk and talk. Look at these amazing flowers that they have over here.
So, what are a couple of... I have to ask you this, George, because I honestly think this is like kind of a big deal. What gets you through the tough times, like a day-in routine that has been critical to kind of grounding you in a tough season?
I mean, just talking to the Lord and giving him room to talk back, right? Sometimes we you know, it's kind of like the older brother, right, that talks a lot more and the younger sibling can't get a word in, right? So sometimes we're like that, and we just need to listen to him, right? And I think he encourages us. And really, it's like, you know, the Bible's not lying when it says the joy of the Lord is our strength, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes you just got to drum up that joy. Like one of the things that we do when we got, you know, the grumblies is kind of like remind ourselves, like, hey, this is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it.
Yeah.
Like make that declaration. Our words have power. And I mean, they've done so many studies about positive words, right? And that's like the world in science. Well, what about speaking scripture? You know, just drumming it up, you know, like, hey, the joy of the Lord is our strength, making that declaration. And sometimes I'll just sit there and be like, hey, God, I need encouragement. I just need joy, like bubble it up. And he will. But I think the biggest thing is getting that dream, that vision, you know, kind of like Joseph, right? Like his vision kind of carried him through some awful circumstances because he knew at the end. Well, you just ask God, give me a vision, show me what's next. Like, where are we going? What do you got for me? What's going on? Like, let's drum this up. Like, talk to me. And he will. I mean, he'll talk to you, he'll show you, he'll encourage you. Sometimes he'll kind of lead you and, you know, like my favorite little saying is sometimes he'll make you take 3 lefts to take a right, you know, and making that first left, you're like, wait a minute, we're going in the wrong direction, you know? I thought we were supposed to go that way. And as you keep going, it could be a timing thing. Those 2 other lefts may, you know, maybe something needed to unfold timing-wise for it to happen, right? So, you know, just like our old business, 08 kind of sunk us. Well, we were young pups, you know?
Yeah.
That maybe success at that age, we wouldn't have the wisdom to carry it that we do.
A lot
you know?
of people, you know, got swindled into 2008.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of
hard lessons.
It was a lot. Yeah. So and it matured us. It definitely did. But honestly, it brought us closer together, right?
Oh yeah.
So
that was like a grounding year for my faith because we lost our first baby.
That's right. That was a tough year.
Less than a year after losing
I take that back. That probably could have been one of the hardest things was that, you know?
Oh, yeah.
That was tough.
No doubt.
Let's go back this way.
Okay.
We never go this way.
All right. Let's maybe get out of the middle of all of the traffic here. You know, and again, we were talking about personalities and how both of our personalities are a pretty good match for each other because you have always displayed this not blind faith but genuine trust in the Lord. And for me, I guess because of triggers of my past, I have had to distract myself, like cope to get out of hard seasons. And this last year, while we are building this business, because remember, you guys, you know, I said this has been a big triggering year for me, a lot of opportunities to lose it. But a couple of things that have been
she's
really
still
key.
here. She didn't lose it. She's still here.
And this is what I'm going to explain has happened for me. The Lord knows my personality, and He knows that I do thrive on routine. That is a comfort. And so I've kind of found my routine, and I've found some like stability in that as we are navigating something pretty unstable. As we're looking at, oh my gosh, I love these characters. Okay, so she's flexing, and we are legit talking about like finding strength in the Lord right now. I forget the name of this cartoon or whatever, but Encanto, I think, right?
That's right.
That's a great one. That's a great one. Yeah, so 3 things. Get up in the morning at 4:30 before work. I have my quiet time with the Lord, always a workout, because that's like forcing blood flow up to my brain, because I need to be braining. And Then music, very key. I've got some like favorites on my little, like my Spotify, that is, I just have to like dial them up. And then finally just finding like the levity in everything, like live in the silver linings. If you're having a tough day, tough season, and you happen to be, around kind of like toxic personalities, which it's, always drumming up the reminders of, oh, this is not working out, or I'm not sure how this is going to... Listen, you've got to find a silver lining, got to live in that silver lining. And just like George was saying earlier, the joy of the Lord is your strength. Grab those scriptures and apply them. And then sometimes sing it till you believe it. And that has changed my attitude. Gratitude changes your attitude. All these things, and this is how I have not had a mental breakdown in the last year.
The gratitude, I think, is the biggest thing, because it's kind of like if all of a sudden you're looking for a blue car, right? That's what you want. You're going to see blue cars everywhere. But if you choose gratitude, you're going to see things to be grateful everywhere. And that's the thing. A lot of times we dwell when something doesn't go our way, and a lot of people could be stuck in that Eeyore phase. And you can't be like that. You're gonna have to. You gotta transition to the Tigger phase, right? Everything's gotta be happy, right? Jump up. It's like it's like. So I think that when you practice gratitude, and you see that with like a lot of New Age, and they're always like have a gratitude journal and stuff like that. No, it's biblical.
Well, I don't think there's anything
it's
wrong
biblical.
with that.
It's biblical. It's not.
I think that's great.
I think it's a biblical practice.
Look
It doesn't,
at the duck.
it's something that there's always something to be thankful for. Like today, like look at this. We get to sneak out. Yeah, we got here with I think the park has like an hour left. That's kind of the hectic day that we had. But I'm like, man, I'm thankful. We get to walk around.
I'm here with my honey.
Yeah, and we got no kids, and and this beautiful little festival, right? So, there's always something to be thankful for, and maybe we'll end it on that. I think we can both agree. Choosing
and stop
gratitude.
And smell the flowers.
Yes. Yeah. Except
Look over
I didn't take
corner.
I didn't take my allergy medicine.
Look over there. You got to stop. Sometimes you even have to ask God, open my eyes to see your goodness alive and active all around me.
Yes.
And then just let his goodness swallow you whole. He's so good. We're so blessed.
Amen. Till next time, guys. Spend your daily hope. So see you later.